Tony, thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate you. I know it's cool that you're the first person to do a 540 at the new Poinsettia Park, but
Wow.
how cool is it, though, that Ben Rayborn busted a 4-foot ollie out of the shallow end?
Ben Rayborn is, I really think he's the new style of what 80s skating should have been.
Did some eggplants in the shallow
Yeah,
end,
because he's got new school, he's got old school, and he does stuff that, he really does study stuff out of the 80s, but he puts his own twist on it. He puts a modern twist on it. I'm a big fan.
That was yesterday?
That was yesterday, yeah.
You were at a new skateboard park?
How'd you know all that?
You know,
you have spies out there?
I'm following you. But you were the first person to do a 540 there.
I was, yeah. Well, I was one of the first people to skate there, so it's not like there was this big push for everyone to go try a 540 there. I was like one of the first people to ever skate the bulls, so I figured I'll just put my mark on it.
You still love skate parks, though?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Like is it like the Oasis? Is it like the old Oasis?
It's not like Oasis. Oasis sucked, but it's no. I mean, really, the skate parks that we grew up skating in the 80s, especially the ones that kind of went by the wayside in the early 80s, they were built by pool manufacturers for the most part. So they were trying to make skatable surfaces, but they were barely skatable, and so we just learned to adapt to them. But now, you know, they've got it down to a science, these skate park builders. It's like perfect transitions and everything's just smooth, and it's a whole different era.
You remember seeing that skate park for the first time, that Oasis skate park?
Yeah, sure.
And you would go skate there, and people would drive by on the freeway and throw beer bottles off the freeway and smash beer bottles at the skaters. So is it because they didn't like the skaters?
I think they were just being jerks anyway, but definitely that added to the element was that you know, skating was kind of chastised for the most part. It was considered like a kid's thing, a nerdy sport, fad, whatever in those days, and so, you know, it was
like when I was in school, right? I was like one of only a couple of skateboarders in school, in my high school.
Yeah, as was I.
Yeah, but you were a professional skateboarder.
That didn't matter.
In school, professional, making more money than your teachers probably.
Yeah.
And the kids in the school didn't even know.
Well, some knew, but it just didn't. It wasn't some sort of badge of honor. It was more like, great, he's like a pro yo-yo player.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And so when I would just hide my skateboard, I would hide the fact that I skated. I mean, I was basically a ghost in high school.
Like it wasn't cool at all.
No, it wasn't cool at all. It was like there was the cool kids, there was, you know, like the edgy smoker kids, and then there was like the nerdy kids, and then skaters were way down here.
So you know why I related to you so much when I was a kid growing up? Because I was a super skinny kid too.
Uh-huh.
You were a super skinny kid, right?
Yes.
And it was kind of a weird thing. Were you self-conscious about that?
Yeah, but at some point I just stopped caring about it, you know, because it was like I couldn't really do much about that, my metabolism. And I loved skating, I loved being active, so I just kind of accepted it. And my mom always said, it's better to be too skinny than too fat. That was her motto.
Yeah, right? Because then you grow up, right? And all the kids that were normal, they turn into like fat pricks, right?
They do, yeah. That's true.
I wish I'd known that back then. We could have said that to them back then.
Right.
Yeah. But like the jocks, we would call them the jocks, I guess.
Yeah.
They just would not get it.
No, I mean, Jocks used to pick me up and spin me around. I just walking to class, and they would come and pick me up and spin me around just to show that they're strong and that I was a dork.
But then you'd go off to the Del Mar skate park,
right? Yeah,
and be basically inventing modern skateboarding.
Yeah, but it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't feel like we were revolutionizing anything. You know, I just loved doing it. It wasn't like we were setting out with some master plan or some big goal to change everything. It was just like, hey, what can we do with this? And you know, this is fun, this is cool. And there was relatively little audience for it. But I just didn't care because I had so much fun doing it.
You ever run into any of those jocks today? And they're walking around with like a Quicksilver t-shirt on.
I can't identify any of them, so no, not really. I have met a couple girls that were in my high school, though, that were like the hot girls, you know, the untouchable girls.
Yeah.
And
are they fat pricks now?
No. I have a funny story, actually. One of them came to one of my shows, like one of my big Boom Boom Huck Jam tours, and she came through the autograph line with her kids. And she's like, oh, you went to Torrey Pines? I was like, oh, yeah. And she's like, and I knew exactly who she was. You know, she was like the hot girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, see what you could have had?
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? Like, you would have punched me had I said hello to you.
Right.
But I'm good, thanks. We're fine.
What now? See, I was influenced by the style too, because when when I was growing up in Canada, there was no internet back then. So the way we would get information was through skateboard magazines.
Right.
And I ended up having, you know, I copied your style. I bit your style.
Did I have a
Not
style?
your skating style, but your hairstyle.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we have a picture of there's my haircut. See,
Oh, look at, wow, yours is longer.
That's my high school graduation. My high school graduation photo. Thanks to you. That is my high school graduation photo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had your outfit.
But that was yours was based on what, 80s music? Flock of Seagulls was what?
You know what? Not Flock of Seagulls. It was just more like, to be honest, I stole that completely from Kevin Staub. Kevin Staub was one of my best friends, and he was going for that look. It wasn't Flock of Seagulls. It was just more like, we just wanted it to be different. It was more new wave than anything, you know. Like that's Flock of Seagulls went, and you know, in all fairness, that thing went like straight down like this.
Right.
That was more Danzig than anything.
You have to be able to see when you're skateboarding.
If anything, they should talk about Glenn Danzig copying Flock of Seagulls. But
And
that's
then
another story.
It went back to me. I copied. You copied them. 6 degrees of weird, fucked up hair separation there, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And you know what? Kevin is still living the dream. He's still got pink or purple hair all the time. I keep telling him that it's because he doesn't want to accept that it's gray underneath. So.
Yeah. How many tubes of Sun-In did you have to put in your hair to get it blonde like that?
I think I gave up on Sun-In when I looked at a picture and it just looked orange.
Yeah. You
so
did that,
I finally
right?
went professionally. Yeah. I actually went to a guy cut my hair here in LA on Melrose.
Had to come down to Hollywood to get the haircut?
I did, yeah, to get the look, yeah. To get the look that inspired you.
Right.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, no, it definitely, but I got some weird looks at school because of that, that's for sure.